Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Tuesday night. My name, of course, is Seth Bidoff. That's Jacob Terrell. We are United Front. Welcome on in. It's Tuesday night. We're here. We got some things to talk about. First of all, Holly Holm got robbed on Saturday. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
I did not actually.
you did not. Man, Holly Holm got robbed. Holly Holm fighting on the second ever MVP fight card.
There was already another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, second ever. She landed like, I don't know, like 40 more punches than the other girl. Far more accurate, 4% more accurate. And Holly lost by majority of decision. How that happened, I don't know. There were some other things that happened over the weekend, I suppose. We got the what's starting tonight? No. Yeah. NHL final starts tonight. Yes. Or is that tomorrow?
It starts tonight, but I don't care.
You don't care. All right. So that means the Avalanche are not in, correct?
Correct. No,
Okay.
I would care if it wasn't Vegas.
Hmm.
Vegas is. I hate Vegas with a passion. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
So maybe I do care. I really want Carolina to win. Maybe that's it.
maybe. There you go. At least you have a
Christina.
rooting interest. Hi, Christina.
Hello.
How are you?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there? Feeling better?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
No, good.
Got,
Phenomenal.
got my cider.
Well, there
It's
you go.
Tuesday.
It is. We're glad to have you back.
Tuesday.
I hate that you missed our conversation with Itamar last week.
I know.
For anyone
But
that
it was
missed
a fun
it,
listen.
it was, man, that was a lot of fun. And Jacob, as always, we could have talked to Itamar for hours. So if you didn't catch that live, it is out on every major podcast carrier. We talked with Itamar Kanan last week, sporting director for New Mexico United, about a whole bunch of different topics. And we could have touched on so many more. We didn't really focus too much on any of the matches. We kind of caught up with Itamar, talked about the season, how it's going so far. And then United obviously went on the road this past weekend over to Hartford, a place that United had never won. Christine, like I said, I know we didn't get to talk to you last week. Obviously you're coming off the win at the Lab. You're heading to a place where we never won. Last time out, we got thoroughly drubbed. The last time we were in Hartford. What were your thoughts ahead of the match, and how do you think this lineup looked when you first saw it on Saturday night?
I was feeling optimistic from coming off of the win. But also a little nervous because I feel like we have a tendency to struggle when we go east.
Mm-hmm.
And considering how the last time we went out east, how that went against Hartford. So I don't know. I had texted you guys that I was out of town. I was in Scottsdale with friends, and I had my fair share of adult drinks. So I couldn't tell if it was boring because I just was a little bit on the tipsy side, or if it just really was a boring game. But a point on the road, East Coast, honestly, I take it.
Yeah, I don't think many people would argue with getting a point on the road, particularly in a spot that, like I mentioned, we've never won in Hartford. Melanie and I went out there for one of the matches and, didn't win that one. Obviously, we lost last year. It's for whatever reason, this club just does not do well going east of the Mississippi. And
That's not the case. It's what you guys always say, but it's not
Feels
the
like
case.
it.
We have some bad performances out east,
Mhm.
but our record is like 500. We're fine. It's just the losses have been bad losses, and the wins have been squeaky wins. But when it all balances out as far as results wise.
it's like I said, it certainly does not feel that way, and especially in Hartford, where again, Hartford we've never won. Right?
Hartford's a different story.
We've
Back
not
east in general,
yeah.
fine. Hartford, not great.
Hartford, we have not looked good at all. The first match, whatever, but it wasn't great. It wasn't a great showing, and then the 4-0 loss, in 2025. one of those things we start to question, okay, why do we struggle with the East Coast, right? Why do we struggle so much when we go this way? Because those losses tend to be far worse than the wins we put up over there. So, and I know I sat here, I watched it, and I said that was a thoroughly boring match, one of the most boring matches I have ever watched. And I have talked in the past about how much I despise writing about 0-0 matches because there's nothing of note. There's nothing of consequence. Makangila getting the second yellow is probably the most, the most relevant thing that happened in this match. I mean, Jacob, I know you brought it up in our group chat, but aside from it being thoroughly boring, there was nothing here. No one really threatened either way. There wasn't that was close. Like nothing to really get excited about. The defense
had two super close calls. We should have scored in the first 10 minutes. That I don't know what Hurst. I mean, I understand what Hurst was doing, and then Bailey just skied it, seemingly a wide open net, and then our boy Neil hits the crossbar on an electric free kick. That it was a lot of times when it hits the crossbar, I kind of like, whatever, the keeper had it covered. But from the replay, the keeper did not have that corner covered. And if it drops 6 inches, we're talking about a fantastic Reed Steven goal and a fantastic road win. But of course, that's not what happened. So the first half was fine and had a couple chances. The second half, I will admit, I think the second half came and the team and Sanchez were just like, all right, boys, let's get a point out of this and get the hell out of Hartford.
I mean, that may well be the case. I would hate to think that we would go in there with the mindset of like, oh, hey, yeah, let's just escape with a point. But again, I think defensively, that was probably one of the better showings we've had. Hartford had, I think it was 12 shots, 2 of which were on frame. I mean, nothing truly threatened Shakes. You look at the way that Hartford was playing, they put in 1 million crosses into the area, and we really didn't give them anything. So I have to look at it and take the positive there, saying, hey, we've struggled a bit defensively. We've given up probably better opportunities than we should have. And this is one where we really did well defensively.
Yes, it was. And we're seeing the defense kind of find its footing and get to what we expect to see out of the defense. Now, the offense, which we've kind of called from the beginning as far as being like, hey, everybody's healthy. Why isn't the offense clicking? Which, with our style of play, it's just because your attacking players are healthy doesn't mean that the attack is healthy, because our defenders play a pretty vital role in distributing and starting those attacks. Mm-hmm. And so that could be part of it. But now, okay, when is the offense going to catch up? I think Hartford, for whatever reason, kind of looked like they were playing on the road. Like they didn't, like you would think with several of the speedy players that they have and attacking options that they have, including Augie Williams, that they want to get out on the front foot and really try to take it to us. And it was open for parts of the first half and was back and forth. And then both teams were kind of okay with just like, all right, let's just, when we have possession, let's keep possession and let's kind of grind it out, which was kind of an odd game plan to me on Hartford side. For us, it kind of makes sense. We're going on a long road trip to a specific stadium that we haven't necessarily fared well in, on the heels of a demolishing last year, and probably one of our worst 3 or 4 games of the last several seasons anyways. But for Hartford to just kind of sit back and be okay with us possessing the ball, and then when they were in possession, not pushing like I thought they would, it was just kind of a strange one. But the defense held up. Having Keller back is amazing. Hamlining has been a kind of revelation at what would be the left-sided center back there, and yeah, we finally seem to be finding a groove there at least.
Yeah, that's good to see. And I've talked to a couple of folks. Hamalainen's been very good. He's looked good for us in defense, and like I said, having Keller back, Kip looks healthy. He looks good. He has some good plays, but yeah, speaking more to what Hartford and what I kind of expected, Mitchie Galena was a non-factor in this one. He really had no say whatsoever, and he's a guy that we've seen over the years, particularly in Colorado. We've seen the pace, we've seen what he can do, but yeah, I mean, this one just kind of fell flat for Hartford. Christina, have you gone back and watched any of it? Have you watched the highlight packages? If you saw any of it, what were you able to take away from what Hartford failed to do in this one?
No, I didn't go back and watch it.
Okay.
If I'm going to be honest, I was way more into the soccer tournament. That was more fun and exciting.
And to be fair, who's going to go back and rewatch a 0-0 draw? I don't care how much of a sicko you are. That if you do that, then I'm worried about you.
I might have.
The sicko. Okay, so what did you find? Did you find any illuminating takeaways?
No, I mean, realistically, it was. I think it's almost akin to what Jacob said. They looked. They played. They didn't play like they were at home. They didn't look like they were entirely comfortable. They didn't look like they were really finding any sort of space in behind our guys. And so I think it's a credit to what we wanted to do defensively. Now, I wish we could have turned it and done a little bit more going the other way, but when you prevent pacey guys like Galena or Makangila from having an impact on the match, they had a chance early, but I think that was about it. The defense really shored up, and I mean, I'm proud of the back line. It's probably, I think this is going to be pretty much your starting back four until we get a legit right back to push LaCava farther up. But I felt like this was
Howell, good. I mean, Hamalainen might have played his way into a starting role, but I think Howell will have something to say about that when he is healthy, if he gets healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe something could be said for Blaquette too when he's back and healthy. We haven't seen him really at all either. So I know there's a question asked of Itamar last week, and we didn't pose it to him. But is Blaquette is that a depth guy, or do you think this is someone who's going to be pushing for a starting spot once he is finally fully healthy? And if that's the case, who does he supplant at this point? I don't know who you put him in over, but if he's able to get back to where he was at, a couple of years ago, who knows? I don't know, but yeah,
I think that's what Sanchez wants, is for all of them to be vying for the starting positions. I feel like he said that more than once to us. Maybe that's a good problem to have. I'd like to have that problem. Let me say that. Like, bring that on.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think some amount of competition is good because it pushes the guys to try to perform, to show out in training and earn those spots rather than just sitting on their laurels and be like, oh yeah, I've been starting all season, I'm going to start every single match. And I know coaches talked about it, especially when it comes to rotating the keepers, right? Which is not something you necessarily see a whole lot of at any level, is keeper rotation. Obviously Shake's got the start here. I mean, how many more opportunities do we see get split between Shakes and Rosarena? And, does that become a detriment, between those two guys if you have them rotating in and out? I don't know. I don't know that it does. But again, there's different play styles. There's different personalities out there whenever you do that. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about the potential for even more rotation going forward.
I think the keeper rotation stuff is done. I don't maybe this weekend, because it's a cup game and we've seemed to have punted on the cup, even though, I mean, we still have a chance at getting out of the group. I just don't think it's a priority. So maybe this weekend, but in matches that matter, I think it's Shakes, and it's Shakes for sure. I think the Vegas game was maybe a Vegas tribute for Rosarena, and then the Cup game against Colorado, and then that's about it. That's my opinion. Unless I missed something, that it was said there was going to be more rotation.
Well, Dennis has made comments to the effect of, that there are planned rotations, right? So, I expect we do see more. Again, I'm not a huge fan of it personally, and I know he said that they wanted to try something during the last Open Cup match, or not Open Cup match, during the last Prinks Tires Cup, Jägermeister Malort Cup.
Malort.
Yeah. I know he said he wanted to try some things, but it didn't work, right? And you come into the weekend, and we'll certainly get into it more. But if you don't win this weekend, our chances of coming out of this group are slim to none at best. Because you've already got two other clubs on 6 points. If you don't end up at 6 by the time this weekend is out, I mean, even at that point, if you look at the schedule ahead, and we'll talk about it, we could be out even with a win this weekend. We could be. So I'm not hopeful, and it makes me kind of disappointed that we did what we did in the last cup match. But I don't know. Maybe we have punted. How realistic of a possibility is this that we did? And it wasn't just trying things because guys were healthy. How much of it is, hey, let's just get out of this and move on with our season and focus on league play? Is it like a 75-25% chance that this is what we're doing? Is it is it lower? What are we thinking?
I mean, if I was a betting woman, I would be betting that they made the decision to prioritize league play over the cup, and they're letting the dice fall where they fall. Not that they're not going to go out and try to win tomorrow or this weekend, but I feel like the lineup and the guys that played and the performance at the last cup match showed us that they were focused on league play.
It very well could be. I mean, obviously, we know Pete, and we know the ownership group. We know they want silverware, right? So why not compete for every piece of silverware that you can? Why punt on something that, yeah, we have a tough group, but you drop a match like that to switchbacks. Like we really, and in that manner too, a 4-0 loss to switchbacks. I mean, when you look at the wild card, right? Goals for in group play. Like, let's say you get a 1-goal win this weekend against Rising, right? You look at the other two. You look at the other two teams, and yeah, maybe the top 2 teams get a draw against each other. Maybe Orange County does something. Maybe Rising does. Who knows, right? But is it worth the punt here? I don't know that it is.
I think at the time of the Colorado Springs match, yes, it was. We were not healthy. We were struggling. We were trying to find a groove in league play. And so I understand punting that game. Punting is a harsh word. Like, theoretically, I'm sure Sanchez probably had faith that the guys that he put out there could go out and compete. And then when they got down, everybody kind of hung ahead and just punted the rest of that match for whatever reason. At the time, I think it makes sense to rotate the squad. It was a heavy week. We had 2 tough East Coast Conference teams coming in. In league play. It makes sense. And yes, it's going to be hard to get out of the group still, but we play the team that we're tied with, and we play El Paso, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so all that has to happen is Colorado Springs has to falter, which Colorado Springs is not infallible. And so just because we punted that one game doesn't necessarily mean we're punting the whole competition. Come 6:30 on Saturday, when we see the lineup, I'll know more or less, or I'll have my opinion anyways, as far as if we're punting the whole tournament or just that one game. And if we punt the whole tournament, I'm not heartbroken about it this particular year, because we weren't in a position to compete through that whole thing. And they are we talked to Peter, and Peter had a very specific order of cups that he was interested in. Mm-hmm. And yes, we want trophies, but his priority was Open Cup, League Play Cup, Malort Cup. My words, not his, on the Malort part. And so yeah, it doesn't. It's not going to matter as much. I'm sorry.
Okay, I mean,
and to Mike's question, I think that the backup in league play was to get a Rosarena against Vegas. That was my opinion. And
no, Rosarena against Vegas was always the plan.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. And so, and then was it a Rosarena against Tampa? I cannot remember now.
I have to look.
Let's see. Oh my!
I don't remember either. It's not like it was even that long ago.
I know. I've already been on this soapbox before, but I'm gonna go to the soapbox one more time. I'm tired of freaking the Google where I get my scores from. Not having lineups anymore. Was okay.
Yeah.
Then that's a good question, Mike. I don't know, but the rest of the starting 11 screamed rotation.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we've talked to people, and they did say that it was a matter of those, people had gotten healthy, and they wanted to see what guys can do, and it's clear that it didn't work. I do hate that it's now put us, again, you want to push for silverware. I think you should, but we do have a thin
not
squad.
At the cost of other silverware.
I don't know. I mean, maybe we just need to, sign a few more guys, put a brand new 11 out there every single week.
Okay, Cole. Speaking of Cole, if you're watching this, 1, I love you. 2, because he was at my lake over Memorial Day weekend.
And he didn't tell you?
Never reached out. I found out because him and his partner posted reels and stuff, and I was like, hey, that looks familiar. And then eventually he tagged Sumner Lake on one of them, and I messaged him right away. I was like, what the hell, bro? So yeah, I have a problem with it. But anyways, so Seth, if you come to my park and don't tell me, then you are definitely Cole.
I've already been there like 6 times.
No, you have not.
You're dead to him.
You're right. No, I have not. I have never been that way. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I would hate to think that we're just punting, especially in a tournament here where we can potentially, knock out 2 rivals. Right? I would hate to think that. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope it's not. I mean, yeah, our chances are going to be slim, even if we win, right? Because a lot of it's going to depend on outcomes of these other matches. You look at at the weekend ahead, and everybody is in cup play this weekend. Everybody is. Colorado hosts El Paso this weekend. We host Rising, and then AV Alta hosts Orange County. Now that Orange County, that's probably going to be a 0-0 snooze fest, or Orange County is going to win 1-0, right? I don't see that. I don't see AV Alta picking up a single point in this. And then you look at the other match, Phoenix, between Colorado and El Paso. I don't know what's going to happen there. right? The best case scenario for us is they draw,
But they both lose.
right? Maybe they could both lose, but best case scenario for us to potentially get out is for them to draw and then us to pick up a win over Rising. I think it's the best case scenario. And then you go into the final weekend with us going on the road to El Paso, and then Orange County hosting Colorado Springs. I think and hope that Orange County can pull off something there. I think that's the path out of this, but we absolutely have to win out if we want to come out of group.
I think what would be better is El Paso wins this weekend. We win this weekend. They're on 9 points. We're on 9 points. Colorado Springs and
then we beat
Orange
them.
County can do whatever. And then if that's what happens, then as long as Colorado Springs doesn't win in regulation in the last week, then if we beat El Paso, we win the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because if they draw, then one of them is going to get 2 points, one of them is going to get 1, and it kind of complicates things. So
I think it's still the best case scenario. Like, yeah, you split the points, but I think it's still best case scenario because that gives us, going that final weekend a win over Colorado, and then we're in.
Desert, yes, 9 points is what's going to win the group
for El Paso. I don't know if I can do it.
Oh, I'm not going to. It's just what's best for us, in my opinion, because then the leader of the group will be who we play next, and we have kind of our own fate in our hands there, as opposed to, technically Colorado Springs, if they draw, then I don't know what happens, because that would mean all three of us would be on 9 points. Colorado Springs would have beaten us. We would have beaten El Paso. El Paso would have beaten Colorado Springs.
Goal
differential. Get into the whole Spider-Man meme. And so
head-to-head and group play, total wins, goals for, goals against, then goal differential.
We would get killed on the goal differential.
At this point, yeah.
Well, goals for would be the bigger problem at this point. But I don't know if it's 3 teams, if that's the case. Probably. But so we would still need help, but I think we would need less help the last week if El Paso is the team that wins this weekend. But we can cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that was obviously last weekend of group stage is not until July 11th. But in the meantime, we obviously have this weekend as a match to talk about. We are hosting Phoenix Rising this weekend for, I don't know, it feels like we played them 3 times. Haven't we played them 3 times already? Twice already?
No,
just once.
I'm pretty sure.
Just the once when Shakes got into it with their fans.
Right. Oh, that's right. I just want to, honestly, and this is going to be a whole thing. I want to see different teams. I want to see different clubs. I don't want to see Rising in El Paso and Colorado 3 times a year, 3 to 4 times a year, every single year. Like, I just don't. Like, I get regional play. I understand the reasoning behind it, but give me someone else, please. Give us a different group. It's just old at this point. Like, I don't even particularly care about the rivalry because I'm just so burnt on it. Like, give me something else. The rivalry should be something you see them twice a year and that's it. Right? Maybe a cup match, but that's neither here nor there. That's just me being picky because, U.S. Soccer and USL just, they can't seem to get out of this regional play idea. But yeah, you come into the weekend, you have us coming in 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in our last 5 league matches. You look across the pitch at our opponents. You look over at Phoenix Rising. They're coming in 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. They have a win this past weekend over Sacramento Republic, 2-0 in their favor there. Rising have seemingly turned it around a little bit this year. Yeah. They're certainly coming up a little bit despite what our friend Owen puts on social media. Is Rising a team that, is really are they back this year? Is this a team that, we have concerns about coming into the weekend?
feel like it's only been a short time since the last cup game, but even though it's been a short time, I feel like we're already a different team. Like our defense is just like finally coming together and cohesive, and knock on wood. Now it's just, time to get our offense online at the same time as our defense. You know, defenses win championships. So hopefully they'll have a good showing in Phoenix or against Phoenix. And somehow we're at the lab. So, usually that helps a little bit to get our offensive players a little bit more pep in their step to put some goals on the board. I don't feel like I'm nervous or worried about Rising in particular. I think they're just any other opponent. It's a wild, wild west. I mean, if you look at the difference in points across the entire Western Conference, it's not a whole lot of points difference there.
4 points separate third from 11th.
Bonkers.
It's wild how tight it is. We're actually fourth in points per game, which is, I mean, you wouldn't know it if you're on Facebook and Reddit and Discord and all those. But yeah, we're.
Shout out to Poco Loco, who has been shouting Sanchez out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's rare. Yeah, no, I mean, the West is indeed wild. And Phoenix, I mean, they happen to be third right now, but like I said, they're sitting on 16 points. Lexington in 11th is sitting on 12 points.
Right. So I feel like it doesn't matter who we play. They're all there's no team in my mind, at least in the Western Conference, that's a standout team right now.
I think San Antonio to an extent, but they still have, they're 5-6-1. They have 6 draws on the season. So they're kind of heads and tails above everybody, but they've also played one extra game over everybody and 2 games over us. So theoretically we win the 2 matches in hand, which I love to do. And we're 1 point behind them. And so it is still very tight. I think San Antonio has proven themselves so far to be the best team in the West. But like we talked about with Inamar last week, at the time we had, at the time of recording, we had 21 matches left in league play. And so now we have 20. San Antonio has 18. Like, there's still a ton of soccer to be played. And so a ton of things can change. And when the standings are that tight, who knows? Like, we don't have a Tampa Bay who's sitting on 27 points through 11 matches. Hell, we don't even have an Indy 11 that's sitting on 18 points through 10 matches. And so it's tight. I think Phoenix is kind of finding a groove. I think Pop Marboy finally has them. Sorry, not Pop Marboy. That's a player. Who's their coach? Ka.
Pamodu Ka.
Yeah, Ka. He finally has them like kind of playing what he wants, so they look at least a little more cohesive, but they're still not unbeatable or Phoenix Rising of 2019 by any means. And so it should be a good one. We're kind of finding a groove. I know technically we only have 1 win in our last 3 games, but going on the road and getting a point against a playoff team in the East, and then the Tampa Bay match was not our best played match, but we still held them close and had a couple chances to at least earn a point there. So we're coming on, and so is Phoenix. So it should be a good one.
You know who is not coming on currently? El Paso.
No, they're sliding a little bit.
Yep, they've lost 4 or 5. And shout out to Mac. Shout out to Mac and Lexington for picking up a 4-1 win over El Paso at the weekend.
Yeah,
with 2 red cards, hence the 2 red shirts.
Yep, 2 red cards. I saw a question asked about whether Cristo Fernandez is going to play next weekend. Probably not. I mean, I can't see it.
I mean, why not? They've lost 4 or 5. Change some things up.
I mean, maybe
at least get some butts and some seats.
Yeah, I don't know that ticket sales have necessarily bumped up a little bit for them because of that, but I did see someone asking like if he was going to be playing because the wife is a Ted Lasso fan. I was like, okay, I mean, whatever. If he plays, he plays. I don't think he will. But yeah, I don't know. You look at Rising, they've certainly performed better this year than they did last year through this point. And I know Owens had some issues with what's going on over there. I'm not sold on Rising, but I think they're starting to figure some things out.
Are they a playoff team?
That's tough.
To be determined.
I think they're solidly a playoff team.
At this point, I think so. I think they figured it out enough to where you'll see them. Yeah, I can't see them slipping out, but that's just watching them the past couple of weeks. I said I think they started to figure some things out. But
well,
I will
top
say
10 in the all important power ranking.
I'm glad you brought that up, Christina.
Sacramento's still in there too.
No, they're 11th.
Oh, are they?
They fell
out
to
of
11th.
favor.
Oh my god!
Which is a minor miracle.
Yeah.
I do want to give our buddy Owen a little bit of credit there. He posted over the weekend that this was like his 200th game covering Phoenix, which is a lot, man. That's to stick it out that long, especially like, yes, he had the high of 2019 and stuff like that, but
it's easy though.
But he's also had a couple lower seasons and has dealt with the ownership and leadership controversy and gone through this young kind of retooling that they're doing now. And so I will say that as somebody who's covered United, not as many, I haven't been to as many games just because of the distance that I live, but I've watched that many games. We've talked about that many games. Just kudos to him for being around that long, because that's a long time. And so it's tough. And so I will give him like genuinely heartfelt congratulations on that. But same time, PHUCK Phoenix. And so.
Yeah, no, let's not give him any more credit. He is a pretentious asshole who likes to shit on everywhere that he goes. So
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Here, Seth.
Yeah,
both things can be true, Seth. I can feel the same. I can feel exactly how you feel about him while also being like, hey, congrats on 200 games.
Who knows? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. And any more positive talk about Phoenix, and I will, start muting people on this show. But yeah, when it comes to us, like, I do think, and after talking to NMR, we've been around the club long enough. We've seen the way things have gone this season. I think there's definite improvement in how we've played. I think there's definite improvement in how the club is playing, how the guys are playing together, right? And obviously health has a lot to do with it, and then just, I think consistency of matches is having a benefit for them as well. Now that we're through two of the tougher weeks really on our schedule, how do you think that's affected this team? How do you think the mindset has been affected after seeing, looking back, right? And out of the 15 possible, we've got 8 out of 15 possible in our last 5 matches, including 4 points from 9 possible Eastern Conference clubs, right? How do you think the mindset is, and how do you think that having more opportunities at the lab and more regular play is going to lead into this weekend and over the next few weeks?
I think, getting to listen to the players after the matches the last couple of times that we played at home, it's really stood out to me how positive their mindset is. And it's just, I feel like it's true New Mexico in terms of that sort of underdog mentality of just being scrappy as hell. I mean, that's where we got those Kings of Chaos, that nickname. I feel like they know that they have a lot of potential, and they know that they have been struggling, but they have a vision. They see the vision. At least that's the consensus I've gotten from the players who have spoken with media. I think it's on the upswing, performance-wise and mentality-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. We just came off a week where we played the Little Brothers up north, followed by Tampa, followed by Charleston, followed by a trip to Hartford. Like I don't think we have a tougher stretch of the schedule than that. And we came away. Obviously, the Colorado Springs match is what it is, but to beat Charleston and get a draw on the road, I think that's huge.
And we held our own against Tampa.
Yeah, it wasn't a blowout by any means. And then now you look at it, we have an Open Cup or a Malort Cup match. Then we have a week off. Then we have a winnable match against Orange County. Then we get to go to Sacramento. But we have a week off, more than a week off. More than a week off, technically. Now, I will say we have some road matches coming up. Sacramento, I think the rest of June, we have 2 home matches. And then
we'll have 3 matches this month.
Yeah, starting on the 20th, we go away. And then we have a home match and then away. And so for the next 2 months, we have 2 home matches, 3 away matches. 3 and 3, sorry, I guess it is. But it's just going to be weird kind of with the lack of matches the next 2 months. Because in July, we only have 3 as well. So, but, that bodes well for our health. The road matches aren't like the toughest road matches, Birmingham and Lexington and then Sacramento. They're not East Coast necessarily. Birmingham is Eastern time zone, but it's not East Coast necessarily. So hopefully we don't freak out about that one. Looking at you too, in particular.
We're crossing the Mississippi,
so it's fine. And then you look at after that, Tulsa, Loudoun, Lexington at home. We're in a good stretch, and it's not. I mean, towards the end of the year, our schedule gets a little more congested, but we're in a really good part. We're starting to get healthy. That hopefully continues. The form has been on the uptick a little bit. And so I think the best is yet to come for sure. And even after the terrible, congested, atrocious season that we've had so far, we are sitting in 7th place. We are 2 points out of 3rd place. We're 5 points out of 2nd place with a match in hand. We're right in the thick of it. It's by no means a disastrous season, and we're starting to find a groove with 20 games left. So I'm optimistic. I mean, I'm always optimistic, right? But specifically right now, I think it's looking really well. And yeah, I think, who knows, maybe we'll get some news about a stadium and get a couple new players in to kind of shake things up and even light more of a fire under players. And yeah, I think we're sitting pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, things have certainly turned around. Again, we're playing better. We seem to be communicating better. Guys seem to be understanding their roles a little bit better.
Cue pessimistic Seth. No. No
Not
pessimistic Seth.
It's all optimism.
I sensed a butt coming. I thought there was a big butt coming. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, it's one thing that's lacked this season has been consistency, right? And I think if we can be more consistent in our performances, I think we had a great defensive performance against Hartford. I think we've had some decent offensive performances. If you can be consistently good, right? not necessarily great, not necessarily exceptional, if you can be consistently good for 75 plus minutes a match, right? Then I think that shows some real growth, because we've had great halves, we've had really good halves, we've also had some really shitty halves. Let's be honest, like we have, right? We need to put together consistent levels of performances, and I think we started to do that against these East Conference clubs. We're still not quite there, but it's certainly better.
I agree with Josh. More butts and seats. Hopefully, now that the summer school's out, hopefully we'll start seeing, closer to those 10, mid-10 range.
Yeah, maybe we will. It'd be nice. Again, now school's out, it is getting warmer finally. I actually turned on my air conditioner for the first time. It's finally, and now it's going to rain tonight, so wonderful. Yeah, it's finally warm. School's out. Well, for the most part, school is out. Some charters still are not out, but yeah, no, like we need people. We need people in the stands. We need performances on the pitch. And the fans that have been there have been phenomenal.
I was going to say, yeah, to Justin's comment, people there for the culture. I'm all the way up in club level, and so I feel like I'm a pretty good distance away from the supporters group, but supporters section. But they're loud and consistently loud throughout the game, regardless of whether or not it's 7,000 people there or 10,000 people there. Yeah, and I like the coordination that's been happening with the supporters section and 205 section, with people sort of capoing across stadium, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, the people that have been there, it's been great, right? But you just have to keep building, have to keep being consistent, and I think the performances are going to continue to improve. And this is one of those opportunities, right? We can show where we've come to compared to where we were, 5 weeks ago. So I think this is a really good opportunity. To Mike's question, any news on the possible injury to LaCava in the last match? No. Press conference is Thursday. I don't know that any of us are going to be able to make it. So
no, but Jake will be there and he'll ask.
Yep.
He also was. I mean, this is stupid, but on their Instagram stories, anyways, he was out on the practice field with the other guys.
Yeah, it didn't look to be terribly serious. He was up moving around. So, and we've seen pictures and things of him out on the training grounds. So I would think he's okay, but we'll find out more as the week goes on. But yeah, looking around at the weekend, quickly, what are we thinking happens in the other two? I mean, obviously I've already said that I believe that AV Alta doesn't have a chance against Orange County. If anything, it's either going to be an Orange County win or a draw coming out of that one.
Well, I think it's going to be a really fun Cinderella story, because Orange County is, second, and they're all up in their head with big heads. They're going in too cocky. AV Alta is going to come in and shock them. I'm calling it now.
Hey, maybe it just might happen. Jacob, what do you think is going to happen to that one?
I kind of agree with Christina a little bit. Not quite to that level of confidence, but Orange County is also inconsistent. And so I don't know what Orange County we're going to get. And, an in-state kind of, I wouldn't say rival because I don't even think they've played yet, but an in-state opponent that has a chip on their shoulder. I could see them coming in and putting up a fight. I think it's actually in LA, is it not? June.
It's in
AV Alta, Orange County. Yeah, AV Alta's hosting.
Yeah, and so I think that they have a chance for sure. And so
is AV Alta more like San Francisco, Oakland area?
Antelope Valley, wherever that is. I don't know. If you know California, let us know. But
I feel
wherever.
like I remember when they went to the brewery. I feel like I remember them talking about it being somewhere
Okay.
more like middle of California.
Inland Empire, yeah, they're the now defunct Dream Style remodeling had some offices in Inland Empire.
There was just a ball hit off somebody's head in the outfield, like a Jose Canseco moment
No way.
in the Rockies game. It hit his head, and then it looked like it hit his head. Anyways, I want to see a replay of that, but it looked like it hit his head. It went over the white or over the yellow line, but they didn't give him a home run. Yeah, it hits his glove, hits his head, and then hits above the yellow line.
Interesting.
But they just gave him a double, and it happened, and then he looked at his glove like, "Damn it, glove! What happened?" Oh, they're getting together. I think they're going to change it to a home run.
If it bounced over the yellow line, it
it didn't. It should be.
Yeah. Did you see the clip the other day of the ball in Boston like smashing into the light on the Monster?
I did not know.
Yeah, someone hit a line drive and came down hard enough that it broke the light on the wall of the Monster, and the ball was inside the light.
That's fun. Yeah. So
yeah, the player couldn't find the ball
over the yellow line. That's a home run.
There you go. Yeah, baseball is a fun sport. A lot of great things about baseball. All right, so looking at the other match, Colorado Springs, El Paso. I know we said what we would like to happen. What do we think happens? Like the actual result, what happens in that one?
I think it's probably a shootout win for one of them. And I'll give the edge there to Colorado Springs, probably.
Okay. Does Cristo Fernandez play?
No.
He's been in camp with them. Has he? He played for them in the preseason, and then we didn't hear from it. And they finally make the announcement. So, what took forever there? I think if he's been staying in shape between preseason and now, I think there's a chance he plays.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll go out and say yes, but maybe. I mean, he doesn't start. He won't start. But I think he comes in off the bench.
Okay.
I feel like if he hasn't played yet, he's not going to debut until they're actually in their own stadium. I don't feel like they'll debut him on the road. As silly as that sounds, I feel like it's like a PR stunt.
But if you play him on the road the first match, then that's going to get people buying tickets for the next home match because they're going to expect him to play. Whereas if you don't play him this game, they might be like, well, is he going to play? Or like, was the signing just exactly what you just said, a PR stunt? And so I think you might see him make a debut off the bench, and then the next home match, maybe he gets a start if he's still like, I don't know where he's at level wise. But if he comes in and doesn't make a fool of himself against Colorado Springs on the bench, then I could see him starting the next home match to get butts in seats.
Yeah, I think that's what it is more than anything. If he can play, kudos to him. I don't know that he necessarily has as big of an impact as a lot of people think he would have or would want him to have.
Sorry. They're showing the good hands all-state replay of it hitting his glove, hitting his head, and then going over for a home run. I just think it's funny that it's the good hands replay, and it is that play.
Speaking of Christopher Fernandez, I just discovered he's part of the MCU.
What?
Really?
He's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was the bartender in both Spider-Man No Way Home and Venom the Last
You're
Dance.
right. With when that black gooey guy shows up in the end credits.
Yep. I did not know that.
This is right. Love it.
Yeah.
Fun. Well,
and please call him by his actual name. His name is Danny Rojas.
Okay.
That's his name. I don't normally like to do that with actors, but in this case, he is Danny Rojas.
I'm just calling him bartender. How about that?
Bart.
He was
What's
also
wild to
in
me is
Transformers.
if when El Paso comes to the, will they be coming to the lab again?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come, it won't be the first Ted Lasso star to be in the lab.
It
Which I
would
think
not.
is kind of funny.
Well, he would be replacing Jamie Tart at the lab.
Who?
Good thing we already had our Bring Your Dogs to the Lab night.
Yeah,
Who is he replacing?
Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart.
Yeah. Best actor in El Paso since Yuma. Yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good one,
Yeah.
Mike.
that is a good one indeed. Yeah.
Comment of the night goes to Mike Kearns.
I'm looking. No, El Paso will not be back at the lab again this season.
Oh, they won't.
No,
Did they come to? I
they
guess
did.
They will in
Oh, they won't.
November.
Oh
In
no,
November.
they'll be out. They'll be out by
in
then.
November.
No, first round matchup.
First round?
That's
Okay.
the first round matchup.
Could you imagine closing the season against El Paso and then coming back to play them again in the first round?
Yep, that's
That
the
would be
first round
something.
matchup.
All right, predictions for United versus Phoenix Rising.
I'm gonna say another clean sheet for Shakes or Rosarina,
Shake.
whoever it turns out to be. But I don't think it's going to be a crazy score fest, so I'm going to say 1-0.
Okay, makes sense. I can certainly see that. Jacob,
Give me. What did Inmar call this league? Inmar and Peter said they call it a 2-1 league because that's such a common scoreline. So that feels appropriate for this match. It's 2-1 somebody.
2-1 somebody. Okay. Well,
And no, it's us, of course. I'm never gonna say that we lose. Yeah, 2-1, not 2-1. United.
Okay, fair enough. 2 wins for United. You know, I have mixed feelings about this one. I feel, you know who I also have mixed feelings about? The Spurs.
Okay. That was a random
just,
segue.
After just barely staying up in the Premier League, you know. Spurs.
Oh, see, my mind went basketball Spurs because they're in the championship.
Too.
Okay, thank you, Christina. I was very confused there for a minute.
I'm like, well, obviously New York will win.
No.
No, see, Danhausen's going to get paid to curse them again. So, you know. But yeah, no, I'm a mixed thoughts about this one, right? We've certainly been doing better, but Rising are also doing well at this point in the season. I think the deciding factor in this is going to be the fact that it's a home match. And
I thought you were going to say the ref that we get.
I mean,
well, that there's going to be that as well, especially if Charlie's on the fourth official side. So, but no, I think that's going to be the deciding factor, right? I think at this point, if we were to go to Phoenix, I think it would most likely be a Rising win. But with it being at home, not at UNM, you know, actual home, you know, cup match against these guys, I think we do see, like you mentioned, Christina, I think we do back up over the 9,000 mark on Saturday. You know, good weather, school's out. I think the fans are there. I think it's going to be loud.
Night, right?
Yes.
I think it's Pride Night. I won't be there, sadly.
What?
Yeah, I'll be in Colorado at the Mumford and Sons concert. Womp womp.
Is it? Yeah, it is Pride Night. It is Pride Night. Charlie is the fourth official.
Uh-oh.
Dang it. Come on, Charlie.
Isn't there a commercial from the 80s about Charlie?
Maybe.
Charlie bit me. Is that, is that a commercial?
That was a YouTube.
That's a YouTube or a TikTok video or something. Yeah.
Well, I feel like Charlie bites us.
He just might. Yeah. Cranks Tires Cup. Let's see. Rodrigo Albuquerque is refereeing, but he's over doing the Battery Riverbands match. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that looks like an okay refereeing crew, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's like I said. I think the deciding factor is going to be the lab, the crowd at the lab. I think United gets the win straight up in this one. I'm going to say 2-0.
Nice.
Yeah, 1 penalty, 1 from open play.
Now, will you both be there?
I will. Yep.
Tentatively, yes. But I have to go to Living Desert in the morning and deal with some stuff down there, which is in Carlsbad. And so I need to see if I can just take a personal vehicle. I don't know. I will figure it out. But me and Allie were talking, and I can't go next week, and I can't go the 4th of July weekend one. So if I don't go to this one, I will not. It'll be like 3 months between home matches for me. So I'm going to try my hardest to get.
Are you even a fan?
Yes.
He wears United gear on Tuesday nights. So.
Ooh, yes. Thank you, Christina. Is yours United gear, Christina?
Yeah, okay. It's United in blood.
Okay. What do you have to say for yourself, Seth?
I have United gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat, though. Like, if nobody ever sees it, do you really have it?
Yes. Yes, I do. Thanks for asking.
Are we about, okay, so I vote that we sit here in silence for 30 minutes to get to the 90 minutes.
I think we just had nothing from the Hartford match. Like,
I'm telling you, that would be hilarious. Imagine a listener here. Imagine a listener just going to their podcast player of choice, seeing the 92-minute mark, being like, "Oh, yep, that's it." And then they listen to the podcast, and then an hour in, we just stop talking. And then at 90 minutes, we start talking again and do the thanking everybody. And
it's like, back in the day when they would have like the secret tracks and you'd have to like wait for the last song to play through. Yeah, we'll have a secret track one day.
That'd be funny.
We'll drop a really great Pete leak.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. Yeah, exactly. We could do that. We could figure that out. I'm sure we could. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. I mean, I don't have anything. I mean, who do you got in the NBA playoffs, Jacob?
The Spurs.
Spurs? Okay.
No. New York.
I don't
watch basketball. I don't know.
I don't like the Knicks. So
I think Wemby and that Spurs team are just too good.
If you told me to name one player and you'd give me $1 million, I wouldn't be able to do it.
If you name one player, I won't give you $1 million. But he just said once. Christina?
Who?
Wemby.
Wemby.
Does he play for the Knicks or the Spurs?
Spurs.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you watch the soccer tournament?
Not yet.
Either of you?
No.
Oh man.
I saw nothing for it anywhere.
At least
I saw Frater get laid the fuck out.
Right. Yeah, it was a rough.
No foul.
It was a rough tournament.
No foul. It was insane.
The Sneaky Foxes had Landon Donovan on, and it was like a Danny Rojas signing. It was all a big deal. Landon Donovan playing the soccer tournament. He played like a tiny little bit in one game, and that was it. I think he got hurt. It was all for show.
I mean, he is old.
But the men's final was really good.
Yeah, I didn't see anything all about this. Like, and I have to be on social media quite a bit for the radio station. I saw nothing about this. The only thing I saw was an interview, like a half of the interview today with Hope Solo. But that was it. Like, I saw nothing else about this. I was very. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back and find VOD somewhere and watch. I don't know. It's usually pretty enjoyable. Yeah, I saw nothing on social media. There's nothing on TikTok, nothing on X. Like I saw nothing about this, which is unfortunate.
There's always next year.
Yeah. World Cup is coming up next week.
Yep.
U.S. beat Senegal 3-2 the other day. Any does that move the needle for anybody?
I mean,
No.
it's
Pulisic
a good
finally
win.
got a goal. That's good for him.
Yeah, it's a good win. But it doesn't change my expectations. But my expectations are probably quarterfinals at best and round of 16 as kind of the most likely. And then there's a chance that we don't make it out of the group. But if you're a USA fan and you're going into this thinking we have a chance at winning, then you're just
Delusional.
Yeah. And so it's a solid win. It was I didn't watch the match live, but I went back and rewatched part of it, watched the highlights, and it was an exciting match, but gives us a little bit of hope for possibly making some noise. But realistically, the final 8 is probably our best case scenario.
Well, and they have a friendly against Portugal coming up, I think.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a better
we're gonna lose that
tell on
how
scary
Senegal's
their
tough.
prospects really are.
Senegal is tough.
Yeah, but they're not Portugal.
I mean, no.
Ronaldo.
But he doesn't play in this friendly.
You don't think so?
No.
He's 40. He's over 40, guys. Like he's not playing in a friendly against the U.S. a week before the actual tournament starts. He's just not doing it.
I don't know.
I was kind of surprised to see Messi still playing MLS games so close to the World Cup. He came off injured.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone actually buy tickets to World Cup? No. No last minute splurge.
I have 4 kids and work for the state. No, I did not buy tickets to the World Cup.
Did Justin get tickets? Justin, I think
he won the lottery, the drawing for like the actual like decent price tickets, and I think he's going to Seattle for a game, if I'm not mistaken. And so yeah,
Brendan too. That would be pretty cool.
Wow, Brendan has tickets for the final.
Damn.
Oh dang! And okay, all right.
Damn.
Oh, France, Norway will be fun.
And those are some good matches, Brendan. And the final.
I hope you're taking your dad with you there, Brendan. That's crazy. That's wild. No, I'm excited for it. It'll be fun. I don't think we're gonna do a nightly recap like we did in Qatar, but it'll be fun, and we'll probably. I mean, 90-minute podcasts will be pretty easy once those games start.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep, that it will be. Yeah, I don't have anybody have anything else. If not, I mean, let's go and get out of here.
Cool. Okay. Mike, Brennan, Josh, Bry Guy. I don't think Eric was over there.
I didn't see him
today.
No Space Kid.
Symphonic was over there. Yeah, no Space Kid. Justin was over there briefly. I think that's it. Rosemary. Mom. Yeah, Rosemary was there earlier. Thank you all so much for tuning in live. Pretty quiet week, all things considered, with a 0-0 draw. Seth's favorite. And so, we'll be back next week, hopefully talking about 3 cup points, or at least a good showing. And if you're listening to this at a later date, please rate it and review us on the podcast player of your choice. We'll be back next week. And until then, love y'all. Somos Nidos. Oh, and go back to listen to it tomorrow if you haven't already.
Yep, absolutely.